give all praises to Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well, and the rest of the prophets, and the highways and byways is doing the works of Yahweh. Right, so this brother's car here, he got a lesson.
Alright, now we're going to go over Abraham Lincoln today. It says 5 things you may not know about Lincoln, slavery and emancipation. So now when you're in school, well, mainly in America, not in Trinidad, but in America, they constantly paint this picture of Abraham Lincoln to be this hero, this great hero. And when you really go deep in history, he wasn't really the hero that we thought him to be. You know, it's all a bunch of lies. Right? Society want you to believe, right? Now, September 22 marks the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's preliminary Emancipation Proclamation, in which he declared that as of January 1st, 1863, all slaves in states in rebellion against the Union shall be then henceforth and forever free. So this came out of Abraham Lincoln's home land, that we will be free. So now, after the late 1800s, we were supposed to be free, right? Now, look at us today. We're not getting lynched. We're not getting pained. We're not getting our balls snipped. We're not getting our fingers cut for reading, right? None of this is happening. So one would say, oh, we're free. We can go to any country we want, right? We can go places, right? We're not picking cotton, but guess what? Slavery comes in different forms now. It comes in different forms. It's not the form it was once. It comes in different forms, right? Number one is religion. You ever heard about the term conquer and divide? That's one way of slavery. These taxes. The heathens don't want us to see in power. They want us to be low. They don't want us to have banks. They don't want us to invest in each other. Have our own business, have our own companies. And even when we do have a business, we got to get something from them. Where's our ingredients coming from? These so-called these top black leaders like Michael Jordan, Jay-Z, they have a business, but guess what? They got to answer to the white man, right? That's slavery right there. So yeah, we're not getting go Boston, we're not getting go wise rate, but guess what? Slavery still exists. It just come in a new way. A new way comes. It's blend. It's there.
God.
It's there, man. It's there. Right? It says to commemorate the occasion, we invite you to consider some surprising facts about Lincoln's views on slavery. As a complex process that led him to issue the document he later called the Central Act of My Administration, and the greatest event in the 19th century. So now, brother, I would like you. Oh, you have any scripture? I would like for you to read Micah. Micah 2 verse 10. Micah 2 verse 10. What they do, they give us his laws, his bills, right? These taxes, these decrees that we gotta go by. That's stress, man. That's stress. That's slavery right there.
It's Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, but this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall assure you even for sore destruction.
So right, what the scripture says, this is not our rest. It's not the time. We're not really comfortable. So now look at the word rest, right? Rest goes back to the Hebrew word manukah, which means resting place, comfort one. All right. Now we'll have but now I would like for you to get Deuteronomy 28 verse 65.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 65.
Deuteronomy 28 verse 65. It don't matter where you go, which part.
This is
the captivity. It follows us.
Khan.
It follows us wherever we go. In some form, it will follow us.
Khan. This is Deuteronomy 28 verse 65. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
Right, because as I was covering earlier with the caps, and your letters are all caps, that you automatically property.
That's in your birth certificate.
Exactly. We're ownership. We're owned.
Come.
They look at us as property. So what happened to this Emancipation Proclamation? What happened to that? Right? So now I want to get into this Abraham Lincoln, man. That says Lincoln was an abolitionist. Lincoln did not believe that slavery was morally wrong. But there was one big problem. It was sanctioned by the highest law in the land, the Constitution. The nation's founding fathers who also struggled with how to address slavery. They did not explicitly write the word slavery in the Constitution, but they did include low clauses protecting the institution, including a fugitive slave clause and a prefix clause, which allowed southern slave states to count slaves for the purposes of representation in federal government. In a 3-hour speech in Florida, Illinois, in the fall of 1874, Lincoln presented more clearly than ever his more legal and economic opposition to slavery, and then admitted he didn't know exactly what should be done about it within the current political system. Abolitionists, by contrast, knew exactly what should be done about it. Slavery should be immediately abolished, and free slaves should be incorporated as equal members of society. They didn't care about working with the existing political system or the Constitution, which it saw as injustice, protecting slavery and slave owners. Leading abolitionists, William Lord Garrison. Now, I want to get into this fellow real quick before we continue. Right, William Lord Garrison, December 10, 1805, May 24, 1889, was an American abolitionist, journalist, and a suffragist. Now, suffrage goes back to basically we had the right to vote, right? Before that, we couldn't vote. All right. Now was the whole thing with the civil rights, Martin Luther King. You know, which he was a public water way. Now we can vote. All right. So now I want to continue with this thing. It says he was a leading abolitionist. William Lord Garrison called the Constitution a covenant with death and agreeing with hell. Why? Because he knew that Abraham Lincoln was full of bogus. They knew it wasn't on Emancipation Proclamation. That's just through Lincoln saw himself as working alongside the abolitionists on behalf of common anti-slavery cause. He did not count himself among them. Only with emancipation and with the support of the eventual 13th Amendment, where Lincoln finally went over the most committed abolitionists. It says Lincoln did not believe blacks should have the same right as whites. So Lincoln did right. He said, yeah, he did supposedly free us, but what happened was he wants to be separated. So he's like, oh yeah, you free. You don't have no chains, you have no shackles. Right? You're not in our cotton field, but guess what? Stay where you at. Don't leave. That's what he believed. So when that happened, you see a lot of that in the 1900s. Black people had their own houses, their own this, their own that, but
even Talakia, even the own drinking fountain.
Yeah.
They didn't wanted so-called black people to drink from the
right.
fountain.
Well, Rosa Parks era too, the bus thing.
Yeah,
you have to be there, you have to be there. So they said at that time we had our own houses, we had our own this, we could have our own jobs. We were getting a little salary, but we were still in slavery, right? Now I want to get to something here. It says we have here next precept, Jeremiah 14 verse 2.
Jeremiah 14 verse 2. Judah mourneth and the gates thereof languish, they are blackened to the ground, and the cry of Jerusalem is gone up.
Right, because of leaders, our leadership. We're supposed to have good leaders to look up to, but we have very few. Yes, Jesse Jackson, he's supposed to be a leader, but he's sold out. Martin Luther King sold out. Right, Malcolm X.